Well, good evening, folks out there in the great lands of lands. Welcome to the MCU's Bleeding Edge. We're live August 28th, 2024, to discuss on this Wednesday evening Justice League War. That's right, people. Justice League War. Anyways,
That was an excellent awkward pause there, Cyber.
Thank you. Well, fucking Jasmine here, he's like talking in the MCU's chat and like keep popping up. So I see it. Anyways, so like I said, we're going to be talking about the Justice League War film, which came out in 2014. Once again, directed by Jay Olivia, who has directed a few of the other ones we've talked about recently. It was written by Heath Corson, based on the Justice League origin comic by Jeff Johns and Jim Lee. Of course, stars the voiceovers of Christopher Gorham, Justin Kirk, Shamar Moore, Jason O'Mara, who several of them have voiced the same character in other productions. We had Alan Tuck play a voiceover in this, which he actually happened to do Superman, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. We had Michelle Monaghan as Wonder Woman, aka Diana Prince. We also had Sean Astin doing a voice in it, Steve Blum, Ian Grufford as well. So this had a pretty big cast of recurring or amazing voiceover artists who have provided their voices for many other films and so forth for the DC animated series that they've been doing now for several years now. And I think that, this happens to be a decent one. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super funny. I thought the ad-libbing or the jokes in it were super funny. And they even tried to go a little very comical with this one, I felt. This was actually released on January 21st, 2014, but that was the digital. So I found that interesting. I didn't realize this was released digitally before it was released on physical media, which ended up getting a physical release in February of the same year. All right. So, going around the panel to start us off, how many times have you seen this? Is this your first time? And just kind of going into this film, were you expecting more after seeing the previous film? And did this film meet your expectations of the last film you saw in the DC animated universe? Starting with you, Austin.
Hey, glad to be here. For me, it's definitely, it was better than I remembered, because I kind of have this sore spot with a lot of the New 52 stuff that they started around this time. I didn't care too much for a lot of the stuff I was seeing in the stores in print, but I did enjoy it. It was better than I remembered. And it had some gags, and it was and it kind of continued what the previous one, foreshadowed. So it was also a little more adult-ish, not really childish so much. So I did like that. I mean, you're doing Justice League War, and it's nice to see a different sort of like origin story for the Justice League. So for a lot of fans, maybe the younger audience especially, I definitely see how they got a kick out of it. This was the second time me watching it. I only saw it on digital when it came out way back when, and never bought it on hard copy. But yeah, it was nice. A blast from the past, bro. Blast from the past for sure, Cyber.
All right. Jeff?
Yeah, I've seen it once before. Just watching random DC content, DC animated stuff, like go to bed, type content. Just put something on while I'm trying to go to sleep type deal. So when I was trying to just take advantage of my Max subscription one time for a while there, more than I normally do, since I got it just to watch the Slender Cut, and I've had it ever since. And that was 3 years ago. So either way, although it's helped me out with DC animated, of course. But I saw it one time. I watched it like half-assedly. Like a couple times I watched it. Of course, the span of like 3 or 4 nights. I watched the whole film. Then today I watched it in its entirety as a full film. So 2 watches altogether. That's my take, my cut on the film. And honestly, in comparison to the last film, it's probably of similar quality. I wouldn't say that one film or the other is better necessarily. Although we'll see what I come with for a rating for this film. But it's a good movie. A solid DC animated film. The Justice League films are always good for me. I love seeing all the different characters together as a team. This is something really psychologically enamorous for human beings to see people in a team environment of some kind. We crave that, we dig that as a person. So seeing like a team up environment on screen of any kind, whether it's the original Avengers movie, just seeing people come together as a group is something we take to automatically. So, it's not hard it's hard to fuck up Justice League. It really is. Like you got to really fucking go out of your way to fuck up the Justice League at the end of the day with casting and writing and all that kind of stuff. Like you got to fuck it up, to make it not work, right? Because even with Shazam's ass in there, his dumb ass, the movie was still solid. I ain't got much love for Shazam after Fury of the Gods or whatever. That shit was a total fucking blank check, total waste of my fucking time, a waste of a review. But that's all I got to say, sir. Peace out. Wakanda Queens all day.
There you go, folks. Wakanda Queens forever. Anyways, Andreas, same question, sir.
This is my second time watching the film.
You just try to copy me.
How about you fuck you, shut the fuck up, and let me talk. Anyway, that's radar, folks. Anyway, for Justice League film.
Time pop.
Yeah, or NC-17, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, no. It was funny. X.
As if you know anything about NC-17, sir.
Oh, I seen couple. I mean, the Clockwork Orange. That's really X. Oh my god, what else?
No, it's fucking not.
Did you watch Living Color? Did you watch it Living Color?
No, it's R.
Did you watch Color of Night or whatever it was called with Bruce Willis?
Oh my god. Anyway, we're getting off topic here, folks. Anyway. So I see the film, multiple times. It was very funny. I heard very bad things about this film when I was getting into YouTube. Actually, I follow this one channel that I really love. They did review this new continuity, and so I listened to the new ones from them, and it was fascinating to hear about this movie. And I was surprised. It was not that bad. There's some flaws to it. Personally for me, I think this is the weak cast. No offense, I don't think the cast voice are par from the other ones. In the the other DC animation reviews that we done, and the animation was really bad. Not that bad, but it was okay. But that was pretty much. But I don't mind actually starting with the Justice League and spawn off the characters. That's something I actually don't mind. Doing the opposite of the Avengers. How the Avengers, we got their solo films and then they team up in the Avengers. I like the other way where we got the team up first and then we can see them next their solo films. So I don't mind starting with Justice League. I think I like some of the character moments here. I really appreciate Cyborg. I thought he was really great here. I was kind of surprised. And that's it. That's the only character I like. The rest is kind of questionable, but whatever. But yeah, overall, it was not a bad experience. It's not my favorite of the bunch. I think it's mid-tier. It's mid-tier DC animation film.
Excellent. And just to reiterate that Clockwork Orange talk there for a second. So what Andres is referring to is that the original cut of the film did have an X rating.
Yeah.
But when it was released, it got an R rated because he took out 30 seconds of footage.
Yeah.
So nobody saw the unedited version until 1986. So I don't know what version you saw, but more than likely it was the R-rated version, sir. FYI.
No, I see the unrated version. I my mistake. I should say the unrated version. But thank you for correcting, Cyber. So
yeah, I want to see. I want to see this unrated version you saw. Thank you very much.
Oh my god. Anyway,
I want proof. I want proof, Time Cop. I want proof.
All right, I'll send it tonight, and then I'll ask my wife to send me a copy, and then I'll take a picture and then in the chat.
Okay, if you're getting your picture from Blow Up Doll, I'm not gonna believe you. I'm sorry. You just know that it's a blow up doll, and it's not actually Angela Bassett, because we all know this. We know this, sir.
What?
Anyways,
this is my wife. What are you talking about?
Excellent job, everyone. Everyone gets 1,005,363 points tonight so far. You guys all did great. Anyways, except for Andres, he gets -1 point because he thinks Angela Bassett's his wife. But anyways, if he just would admit it's a blow-up doll, I would give him the point back. But he just
all right. It is a blow-up doll. I will admit to it.
All right, see, you just all witnessed it, people. You just witnessed.
Oh
He
my
said it's a
God.
blow-up doll.
I'm wanting to try one of those. I want to try one of those blowout dolls.
Excellent. Good job, guys. Anyways, great to have you in the comment section, Mr. Dom. Thank you so much for being here. And your comment there, watching you guys on screen, for some reason, the song "You Can Leave Your Hat On" came to me. Beautiful. Excellent, Dom. Excellent, Dom. We absolutely love that song. We are going to make that our mascot song now. Anyways, back to the movie. Great job, everyone. Great job. So basically, if you're not familiar with this film, the film is kind of a origin story of the Justice League a little bit here. Because in this film, they basically they haven't formed the Justice League yet until the very end of the film. So this is kind of like an origin story. Just like I was saying, this is based off the origin story that Jeff Johns and Jim Lee did. So just to kind of give you a heads up, this is more of like a grouping of the Justice League, kind of like the Justice League movie they did in 2017, and then of course the Snyder Cut. It's kind of similar to that a little bit. It's kind of an origin story, so just to keep that in mind. Anyway, so basically the film starts off. A series of abductions have occurred in Gotham City, and Batman is implicated due to video footage. So before I talk any more about that, I just want to mention how, once again, this film particularly brought back the newsreel footage for Mr. Jeff. So I'm sure he was very happy to see that when this movie began. And as soon as that popped up, I was like, holy shit, I'm sure Jeff was happy as a clam seeing that we got our news footage back. Then Green Lantern stops a kidnapping before attacking the kidnapper, a parademon, and is almost defeated when Batman appears. The parademon attacks them both. Batman and Green Lantern chase it into the sewers, where it charges a mother box and explodes. They examine the box, deduce it is of extraterrestrial origin, and decide to ask Superman for an answer. Another mother box supplied by Flash is being studied at Star Labs by Silas Stone, father of Victor Stone. We'll stop there. So, first question, really, what did you guys think of kind of that beginning sequence there with them fighting the parademon, the introduction of Batman to Green Lantern? Green Lantern, for myself, I've always loved the Green Lantern so much because I love what he can do with that ring. Everything he can create, control, stuff like that. I think that he is one of the more superior DC superheroes. So I've always loved that character and just thought he was always really cool. And what did you think about the parademon? The look they gave it? Do you think it was similar to what we've seen in other films or in the comics? What did you think about the introduction of the Flash? And what did you think about the introduction to Victor and Silas themselves? Where they keep calling Victor Victory in this film, which I found very interesting. I don't know if that's what he's called in the comics. I've always known, or any comic I've read, I've always seen his name as Victor Stone, not Victory Stone. So I think that was kind of interesting. So your overall thoughts kind of on those elements of the little first section of the film, starting with you, Andres.
Yeah, so I thought the opening was really good. Very intriguing pairing of characters for the Justice League. Green Lantern teaming up with Batman is something I wasn't expecting. Pretty cool. I mean, the animation with Green Lantern is awesome. Like, I mean, you could do so much more in live action with the Green Lantern powers, because I always like the abilities of the Green Lantern, and I just feel like live action is hard to depict that, and I think the animation is so much better. And then as you see here, like, it's cool how how you use his abilities and all that. The parademons, their look is, I think it's more in the new 52 style, because the parademons designs are they vary in each show and movie we've seen. They're very different from the Zack Snyder Justice League, and they look very different from the one in the DC animation universe over the Superman animation series. So this is directly from the new 52 design, and that makes sense. I like it. I like the gold chrome kind of armor they have. That's really neat. I like that touch of that, and they still have the like Jack Kirby kind of like feet to it, like style. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I'm just checking on Cyber. I think this is the first time they call him that, because he is usually called Victor or Vic Stone. That's really it. I think Victor, like that. I think it's just because he's a football, and it's like he's very victorious. So that makes kind of a cool nickname for him with that. I like Cyborg here. I thought his introduction was really great. Pairing him with Sasham is actually really cool. I think that was well developed. But yeah, I think the opening was really good. Like, it just introduced the characters very well. And the Flash, love the Flash introduction.
All right, Aston, same question, sir. Your thoughts on what I had mentioned already?
I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the setup with Lantern and Batman, especially because you don't ever picture those two really, pairing up, so to speak. Because you've seen him pair up with Superboy a couple of times in the comics. You've seen other pairings, but they shouldn't really. And the way they go back and forth, like, wait, are you telling me you like have? So you're just a dude in a suit? Like that, like those moments, like I think that's what you're getting at, Cyber, that there was some comedic stuff there that landed pretty well. But that when he was like how he had the ring off him and stuff, like all those, the little back and forth, I felt it was a nice way to kind of show, yes, Batman might be the shadowy type and stuff, but he still knows how to get on your nerves in that sort of way. And I liked it that it was all sort of pre them meeting up. So this is how it kind of would go down. Like all these super powered people would kind of be looking down their noses at Bruce. But I thought it was cool. I think the Flash's little intro sequence was good. Definitely, I've never heard Cyborg be called Victory, but I think it kind of worked. It kind of worked. I feel it was nice, especially for, I would say, newer audiences, to kind of show him that side of Cyborg. He isn't one of the biggest names, especially like when I was growing up, there was no like Cyborg in the Justice League. He wasn't one of the popular go-tos. Like Aquaman had like a higher status than him. So I think this was nice, having Cyborg put into the fold the way he was. But yeah, like the intro sequence worked real well, even with like the fake, Batman running around and stuff. The parademons, they looked really familiar, like that end credit scene that we were discussing the other streams. So like it kind of all came together. Like I liked it. I definitely liked this intro. I liked it. Nothing to complain about thus far.
Excellent, thank you, Jeff. Same question.
What's the cutoff again, Cyber?
Up to when we meet Silas and Victor.
Okay. Silas is his father, the doctor?
Correct.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah, like Lassie made a good point. It is interesting to see the pairing of Hal Jordan and Batman. That was a good move. I felt like Batman was the best voice acted character probably in the Justice League. To be honest with you, I thought he was the best voice acted character. Hal Jordan was okay, but I did not like his dialogue. I didn't like his dialogue in the film. It wasn't the voice acting that threw me off. It was his one-liners and like his other shit. They made him way too humorous, and like and they made him way too abrasive and like almost narcissistic, almost like like a bit away, but without getting too crazy. I don't believe Wonder Woman is introduced to that point yet, so I'm not gonna go there. But the intro is pretty solid. The are we into the introduction of Superman?
Nope.
Okay, so in terms of the basic origin story that they lay out for Cyborg, Victor, and the relationship with Dr. Stone in the film, it's very reminiscent of Snyder Cut. Like very, very, very reminiscent. It makes me wonder if Snyder Cut didn't borrow off of this comic book storyline a little bit, for this film, for instance, for his version of the Justice League film, because they did the same thing with the Victor origin story, and having Dr. Stone in the film.
It's kind of true because they were basing these movies on the New 52, so they were.
But I say you could talk, Andreas.
No, but I was answering Jeff's question. Sorry.
He's trying to be helpful. Anyways, so I felt a lot of similarities with the opening to the Snyder Cut in terms of the parademons, in terms of their activities, how the two films really line up a lot in common. And besides that, I don't really have much else to say. Just that Batman was great in the intro. Really dope. And it's always really cool to see Green Lantern, especially an animated film, operating and using his ring and all that. It's cool. It's a good opening. Yeah. And of course it's cool to see the Flash too. I love the Flash.
All right. Excellent. Good job, folks. Everyone gets 1,000,000 points. Good job. All right. Moving on. So, as Mr. Jeff has mentioned, of course, we're going to be talking about Superman here in a moment and Wonder Woman as well. So, just cueing you in on where we're going to be going, people. So, yeah, great part. Like everyone mentioned, I absolutely love the one-liners by Green Lantern. He definitely, had some really great zingers. And it didn't throw me off at all. I really enjoyed it. I thought that was one of the best parts of the film was the funny one-liners between him and Batman, because they were just kind of going back and forth really well. It was almost kind of like, I felt kind of like if Deadpool was a part of the DC and Green Lantern was kind of the Deadpool of the DC, and kind of giving that like Deadpool vibe. And that's what made it so funny to me, because it just really worked really well, I thought. And I just really enjoyed the funny back and forth between those two, because those two, I feel you haven't seen really, play together very much in the comics, I felt. And so seeing them really play it out in this was just a really fun take, I thought. All right, so Superman, who fought with a parademon previously and believes Batman and Green Lantern are working with it, fights the both of them. The two are hopelessly outmatched, with the battle only stopping when Batman calls him Clark and Superman discovers Batman is Bruce Wayne. The trio begin to work together against the parademons. On the planet Apocalypse, Darkseid orders Deadsad to begin an invasion of Earth in response to the superhero's discovery of his plans. Victor and Silas argue over Silas's belief that metahumans are more important than football. Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern realize an invasion has begun when the box activates and several boom tubes appear throughout the world. The box in Star Labs explodes and creates a boom tube when Victor is holding it. The explosion fuses the technology inside the box to Victor's wounded, mutilated body. As several parademons attack, Silas takes Victor to a technological advanced medical bed and uses experimental technologies on him. Countless parademons appear and attack around the world. The box of technology spliced with Victor's body fuses itself with the various technologies around the room. Victor is transformed into Cyborg with a body capable of transforming and adapting itself, including obtaining new features. Just as the Flash saves the scientist, Cyborg discovers details of Apocalypse, Darkseid, and the invasion plan. He learns that the parademons are actually inhabitants of worlds conquered by Darkseid, spiced with his technology, allowing him to mind control them into serving as an army for conquering other planets. Billy Batson sees the parademon outside and mystically turns into superhero Shazam. Air Force One is attacked in the air, but is saved by the Amazon princess Wonder Woman and Superman. After the heroes gather, Cyborg reveals that the invasion is a prelude to the terraforming of Earth. Darkseid arrives and proves to be an extremely powerful opponent, and the entire Justice League is hopelessly outmatched. So also in that section there is when we're introduced to Wonder Woman. We see her in a limo, and we have people outside protesting against her because they don't think that, metahumans should be, free will in what they're doing. We have this one guy that's like kind of the mainstay of the people yelling about her, protesting, and she lasso truths him, and he says that basically he dresses in women's clothing, which was absolutely hilarious. And we get kind of that interesting little take on Wonder Woman, kind of coming for the first time, becoming kind of Wonder Woman, learning about the new world and learning about, what life is like not on the Amazon island. This is also where we're introduced to Billy Batson, aka Shazam, where he basically ends up conjuring his way into the football game where Victor is playing, sneaks into the locker room and talks with him and steals his jersey, as well in this sequence as well. And, basically we get kind of a interesting kind of intro take onto Billy as well. So this whole section, it's quite a bit of the film. I feel it's probably maybe, a good, 20 minutes of the film. I feel this would probably be kind of all that information. So what are you guys' thoughts on, the introduction of Superman, them battling Batman and Green Lantern? What'd you think about the introduction to Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman? What'd you think about getting to see Darkseid and Desad on Apocalypse, their introduction, the thought process on them using the parademons to basically bid their will? What'd you think about this version of Cyborg, and how Cyborg came to be in this film version versus other comics and other versions we've seen? And what were your thoughts on the introduction to Billy Batson as well, and kind of how his character kind of plays into this Justice League as well? Because I feel Shazam wasn't a huge Justice League person either. I really don't recall seeing him in many iterations of Justice League. So I think that's interesting they have him be a part of this one. Kind of like he's like a second Superman almost. So what are you guys' thoughts kind of on that stuff throughout this section of the film? I'll start with you, Jeff, this time.
Yeah, I think that to go back where we already were, to stay kind of on pace with the beginning of the film, the Cyborg origin story is well done. Overall, I enjoyed it, and I think it was well placed to go ahead and do that in the film. If they're going to have him be a bigger part of the Justice League moving forward in the DC animated film universe, which I think they are going to, if I understand, from what I've seen of other films, not that I've seen all of them, but from what I've seen, he's incorporated into the team more. So glad they did the origin story. His dad's a dick. He's like, I'm not watching your football games ever. Not one, he said. I was like, dude, come on now. Not one game? Come on now. Just go to one game. It's all good. But no, man, he had to fuck up and make Victor pick up that fucking boombox, bro. Victor, you fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was stupid, bro. That was a dumb move. Even fucking Billy Batson would not have picked up that box in that situation. He's a dumbass fucking motherfucker. That motherfucker, even Shazam would not have done that shit. And he's a dumbass. So, Victor, you fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're responsible for your own shit, bro. It's not on your dad. Just as he wouldn't go to any of your football games doesn't mean that it's his fault. I would not have grabbed up that boom box if it was that, I would not have done that. That booth tube or whatever. The Bluetooth. I've not done it. No Bluetooth. All right, let's do it. Anyways, so yeah, don't like the voice acting of Superman in the film very much. But Superman is always this dope in film. He's always good, never bad. He's always Superman. So seeing him come in is dope. I love watching Batman. Like this is throughout the whole film, but he just fucking takes it to the parademons. Like Batman is like straight no powers. Yeah, he is like hand to hand in the fucking parademons left and right. Whenever he comes across them and has to fight them, he's just straight fucking like taking them out. So hats off to Batman as always, beating up motherfuckers, beating dudes up, beating up parademons. Shit is hot. Besides that, Wonder Woman is fucking cringe in this movie. All right, cringe. All right, cookie cringe. Without question. Except for the action scenes. In the fight scenes, she's good. In the scenes where it's not fighting, it's fucking cringe, baby. Straight cringe. The voice acting is terrible. It's total drop off from like other Wonder Woman performances in DC animated film. Drop off from that, and then the whole shit with the ice cream with the little girl is so fucking stupid. It's so cringe. She's like, "Yes, this is ice cream" or some shit. Like this is the best. What'd she say? Ice cream is wonderful. She said. I had to highlight that shit. It's so stupid, bro. It's cringe as fuck. Like this movie, I'm sorry, but they have some of the most, as dope as the action scenes are, this movie has some of the most cringe plot and like plot points and like dialogue of any DC animated film ever. It's so cringe at times. The humor is cringe. You know what I'm saying? Trevor Noah should have slapped Wonder Woman for that shit. Should have slapped her. And been like, bitch, shut up with your ice cream is wonderful shit. You ruined a DC animated film over here. Come on now. Anyways, so yeah. The invasion's coming, right? The parademons are coming, and nobody can stop it. Except for Justice League. Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay. That was interesting. All right. Thank you for that, Jeff. Great job, sir. 1 point added to your total. Anyways, I just have to go on record here and say Trevor Noah can be slapped to hell because that motherfucker sucks. But anyways, Aston, your thoughts, sir, on that section?
It's tough being a little bitch to your woman.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. For me, Wonder Woman is like a point of contention because having grown up, I remember her having a jet as a kid, reading comics, and she had a jet because she couldn't fly. So now all of a sudden she like super fly. She pulled the sword out. But what I didn't get was as an envoy and all that other stuff, when there is a situation and they're protesting you, so your way of doing it is to violate someone's privacy, throwing that rope on somebody right in front of like the White House or something, and then like find out he's a cross-dresser when it could have just been, I'm here to save you. Like that's out of character for her. And for Hal, as it goes further, I feel they kind of force the jokes a little bit, but then they kind of blow up in his face a little too much because like, yo, Hal is like the most badass Lantern. Like that's just one for me. He is my favorite Lantern. And I feel they kind of, as it progressed, they kind of let it blow up in his face, which wasn't really it didn't go over well with me. But yes, Bat was, like, to add on what Jeff was saying, Bat was, doing his thing, showing like he wasn't afraid of nothing. But like some of those scenes where I see him smiling, I'm like, why are you smiling so much? You're like the Dark Knight. You got the dark voice. Like, you're like, come on, man. Like, stop smiling so much. I don't want to see you smiling so much. But yeah, with Jeff, Wonder Woman could have been like, that thing did break immersion for me. That was the one part that broke immersion. Everything else I could go with. Silas, yeah, they made him like he pulled a Batson move by touching that thing, because I recall it was always an accident. He had nothing to do with it from what I remember in the panels and stuff like that. It's not him like having a mope fest with his dad. yeah, his dad gets Father of the Year. I'm not even gonna lousy father skills. Never showed up to a game. Your son's about to get a scholarship. Like the way he even said it, like sniffing for a scholarship. I'm like, what, bruh? Like, bruh, I don't know who wrote this. Like, I don't know, but in my head, I was like, come on, man. That was just that was like, how'd you leave your son like that hanging? And two, how on earth did he even get in that deep? Like, how did Cyborg like Vic get all the way to that secret lab area and then just touch that thing? Like, yeah, but that still didn't break the immersion as much as Wonder Woman's part. So I'm going to give Vic a pass for being a little mopey teenager. Shazam, to go off what Cyber said, perfect. Showing the kid, the foster kid situation, the wanting the hero and him actually giving the pick me up to Vic. That was good. That's totally a good way to introduce the guy to newer audiences. So that's my take on up to where we got so far. I kind of like to just backseat with the Wonder Woman antics, please.
Excellent. Thank you, Aston. Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny you guys keep saying cringeworthy this Wonder Woman performance when I think it wasn't the greatest, but definitely I wouldn't call it cringe or any of the comments they made a cringe. I think you're just so used to the woke shit that they've produced out in the last 5 years. You're not used to that normal talk anymore. And so I always crack up like because
that ice cream shit is cringe.
The ice cream thing was fucking awesome, super hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious because that's something that we would have done back in the day. So it would have been funny as hell. So I loved it. And, her finding ice cream out to be delicious. Woohoo! Who wouldn't want to see a hot woman licking ice cream? Come on. Anyways, so Andres, same question, sir.
Yes. Yeah, get rid of the Wonder Woman discussion here. Yeah, I'm with the majority of you two guys here. Wonder Woman, very weak link here in the Justice League. There's a few characters that they're very weak. Like I agree with Jeff. Like the dialogue for Green Lantern was really bad. Like it was very cringeworthy. Like he was trying to be a bro against Batman, and it's like, dude, you cannot be a bro against Batman. Batman is Batman. He's gonna just like put you down, just like Cyber does to everyone, or like Jeff does to everyone, or like me do to everyone. Like you cannot do that to Batman. Okay, so this guy,
bro,
yeah, bro,
motherfucker, bro,
yeah, exactly.
bro,
yeah, exactly. Fuck you, motherfucking bro, fuck
bro.
You. Yeah, exactly. Bro. So, yeah, and are you talking bro? Oh my god, he's an alien. Cyber's an alien. Anyway, no, I'm just joking.
You're just finding this out.
Yes, I'm just finding it out. Well, because I have a clone that takes over sometimes in my place in these live streams. So you don't know.
Now he has a clone. Oh fucking Jesus Christ! And I'm the one. Bro talk. How dare Green Lantern talk bro talk?
Oh, this is perfect. It's a clone. Anyway, yeah. So I thought his dialogue was so bad. And Cyber's origin here is pretty good. I don't mind it. I like when he interacts with Billy.
I think my origin's great too.
Yeah, your origin story is fantastic. A+. It's like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man meets Batman Begins. Anyway, I thought Cyber's origin story was well told. The thing that was very cringeworthy was the father and son interaction. It was like so over the top. It was like, look, son, you should not accept the white people's internship. Like you could tell it's like he says it's all about the white people, man. It's like, look, don't ever accept the diploma. Like I don't want you to take some people's money. You need to do it by yourself and all that. It's like, dude, I get it. Cyber's father. It's like, come on, dude. He had a good night. He sacrificed his piece to his like friend's handout over to meet him, and he gets this really bad pet talk from his dad. So he's really bad. But like when Cyber gets into the accent, it's always the accent. Or I actually like the way Zach did it, where he was in a car accident. That makes a lot of sense, and I think that's always been the consistent with Cyber's origin. There was like a car accident. This is different, of course, but it was kind of funny. He took it and it's like so stupid. And so he's like, "I'm gonna take this thing," and then bam, explosion. So that was it. It's Cyber Time Cop. What the hell? Oh my god. Anyway.
Cyborg.
Cyborg Time Cop.
Cyborg,
Oh
not
my
cyborg.
god. Okay. Relax.
It's not me.
Okay. Anyway.
Don't tell me
Yeah.
to relax, brother. Brother from another mother. I'll make you relax, sir. I'll take you back to the
Look,
time
I'm-
land.
Look, sir, I'm relaxed.
Okay.
But you're giving me stress.
No, you're
here.
not.
You're giving me now like a heart attack now. Just you're coming after me, brother. Look, you're gonna come after me. Go ahead. I can tussle here in the live stream. Anyway, overall, like this was a very weak part of the film. I just kind of wish the dialogue was so much better, but I mean, whatever. I mean, the action was good. I like the action here, so it was it was at least decent. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Excellent. Good job, everyone. Everyone gets minus 10 points for the Green Lantern talk. Sorry. Have to give you guys minus points because Green Lantern was the best part. Anyways, good job. Otherwise. And FYI for those out there, we all have our wonderful littleness with Mr. Time Cop here. And it's always in fun. Remember that, folks. It's always in fun. It's called comedy. Remember that. But anyways, so you guys out there, another question for you guys. So nobody really mentioned the introduction of Superman, really. So I like to go around the table and just ask about that. What did you guys think about the introduction to Superman, kind of in this section of the film? Did you like how he all of a sudden kind of just appeared, really? Think about it, because it shows him like zooming in, but you don't really see him until like they really start to kind of like have to fight him, Green Lantern and Batman. So what are you guys' thoughts like on him starting in the film? Starting with you, Aston.
For me, it's definitely like everybody loves to see Soups doing his thing. So like, but there was no setup. I'll be honest, they really didn't set him up well. It was just like, boom, here we are. Superman's kicking butt and stuff. But I feel that's where the writing gets a little weaker, because in any iteration, yes, he's a farm boy. Yes, he, isn't the best martial artist. That's a given. But that he's never heard of like, Batman or these other people, like it seemed a little, come on, man, like, we just appear here, and they could have done something like maybe a news flash, like what Jeff has alluded to, like give us a little news flash, like, oh, Earth's favorite alien, is engaged in something, and then pan, to them going there. So I feel they didn't set up Superman that well, but maybe they were thinking, hey, it's Superman. We don't need to set up Superman. We're just going to fast forward, pan the camera there. That's my take on that. So I'm probably agreeing with you, I think, Cyber, on this one.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that the introduction of Superman in this was very loosely put in. I don't think they did it very well like they did with the other characters, where they kind of guided them in, they glided them in and kind of gave them kind of an intro. Whereas Superman, they mention him and then they have him, all of a sudden he's there and he's attacking the parademon. So it wasn't really giving him his due when Superman is such a great figure in Justice League and DC. He is one of the greatest characters of all time, and that type of character you want to give a really great proper introduction to because he's such a great character. So I think they kind of failed on that in that aspect, unfortunately, introducing him in this film. So I understand what you're talking about there, Aston. Time Cop, your thoughts on the introduction of Superman?
Sure. Yeah, it was kind of there. Like they didn't build up the like. Come on, this is Superman. Like he's the number one. Like he's the first superhero in pop culture to be created. And, like he should have a much better entrance than this, And it was just like, oh, here's like this blur, and then that's it. And I was like, oh wow, okay, just nothing, just no build up. That was my issue. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you too. So it's like it's nothing else to say. It's just it was a very it was a lackluster entrance for one of the most powerful and like important superheroes in DC.
Excellent. Agree. Jeff, your thoughts on the introduction of Superman, sir?
Everyone else already spoke on it, so there's not much really for me to say besides the fact that they just took out the Clark Kent aspect of the character. There's no Lois. There's no, that's all they did. They just went right to Superman. So that's all they did. So it didn't bother me at all.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Okie dokie artichokes. All right. So, other than that, in that sequence, I personally just, everyone's kind of mentioned how they kind of like the origin story of Cyborg. I particularly didn't care for it because I thought it was kind of stupid having him, just like in the Justice League movie where they have him combined with the mother boxes. I just thought that was kind of dumb. I like the original origin story of him being created by his father. I thought that was a way better story. They kind of mixed the two in this. And, I just thought that it gave Cyborg a little too much power. And, I feel that as Cyborg as his regular self, the version Cyborg created by his dad, I think he is just as powerful without having to have the alien technology. And of course, I feel that, him having the ability to alien technology helped him in the battle a little bit against Darkseid and, and stuff like that. But at the same time, I still think that his original origin story is far superior than what they did in this. And I think he looked better in the original form too as well. I didn't care too much for the look they gave him in this as well. And I think that overall that could have been done a little better. All right, so kind of getting into the latter part of the film. Basically, after Darkseid makes his way over, he comes over and he uses his Omega beams to fight Flash and Superman, who is incapacitated and captured by a parademon. Batman prevents Green Lantern from going after them on his own with a broken arm. He tells Green Lantern to think about the lives at stake rather than his own image as a hero. And after a mask himself, reveals that his parents' murders are what motivate him to fight evil. All right, so we're not going to go any farther than that at this second. We had that little bit intro. What I would like to do is let's roll the trailer for you guys out there to show you what we're talking about before we really get into the meat of the end of this film. So if you have that trailer ready, sir, Mr. Jeff, roll it.
Let the invasion begin.
Some new insight on the rash of terrifying abductions plaguing Gotham City.
There's an invasion of monsters. They're grabbing people off the streets.
They're soldiers. We might be staring down the barrel of a full-scale invasion.
It's happening across the world.
Leave them to me.
An alien computer.
Alien? Like Superman.
So, what can you do? We tried it your way, now we do it mine.
Shazam!
You're not just some guy in a bat costume, are you?
This world is mine.
Time for some teamwork.
This world belongs to everyone!
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, people. What did you guys think of the trailer? Andreas, what did you think about the trailer?
Well, pretty good. I like this action pack. It's a very mid 2000 trailer, like like rock and roll, like explosions, like it feels like that, which is cool. I like they didn't explode anything from the movie, so that was good. So they kept it like very neat and quick, and just gave you what this film was about. So that's good.
Jeff, thoughts on the trailer?
I don't really have many. I don't really have much to say ever really about these DC animated trailers. They're so short. They're animated. So not much really to say other than that Wonder Woman there at the end was cringe, baby. Pure cringe. The world is for everybody, or some shit.
Holy shit! We're talking about an animated film. Holy shit! The trailer was animated.
The world is for everybody. Darkseid, come on now, let's do it.
Pretty much shocked.
No football games though.
No football games. No football games, people. No Victor Stone in the football. Anyways, thank you, Jeff. What a great contribution. That was definitely worth 1 billion points, sir. Great job there.
I want ice cream for my reward, personally.
No ice cream for you, sir. You naughty boy. Ashton, your thoughts of the trailer?
For me, it was, you know what? I didn't watch any trailers ever for this thing, so it was kind of, it looked a lot more action-packed than what we got. So I'm going to say, if I watched that trailer, then watched this feature, I probably would have been disappointed, because like that really looked a lot darker, and at least for me, it just gave off an aura, oh, this is really going to be a lot more brutal and stuff. But yeah, it's a solid trailer. It's animated. But yes, I thought it was okay. But
that death metal kicking too.
Yeah, it had like that dubstep with that metal all mashed up of that era. Like I was literally in the private chat saying that. Like, yeah, so the soundtrack was, it was cool. Took me back. I just felt it was a little too action packed and seemed a little darker than what we got. But all in all, decent trailer. It probably got people to click and tune in on the digital release for sure. For sure.
For sure. All right. Thank you all. All 1 billion points. All right. So Bruce allows himself to be captured to save Superman. Green Lantern has the idea to strip Darkseid of his Omega beams by destroying his eyes. Bruce goes through a portal to Apocalypse where he escapes the parademon and stops Desaad from turning Superman into a parademon. Superman is left unstable and highly aggressive because of his brainwashing process, resulting in him strangling Desaad to death and attacking parademons and Batman. Batman reasons with him and helps him reassert his own personality. On Earth, after Darkseid's eyes are destroyed by the Justice League, Cyborg reopens the boom tubes to send Darkseid and his army back to Apocalypse. Darkseid fights back, and with Superman and Batman's assistance, the group eventually forces him through the portal, with the world saved. The superheroes gain the public's trust and are honored at the White House. All right. So, what do you guys think about the whole Darkseid battle sequence? What were you guys' thoughts on that? What did you think about how Darkseid looked? Did you enjoy that? Did you like kind of the Green Lantern story there about why he fights, crime and evil along with Batman? What did you think about Superman becoming brainwashed and killing Desaad? And what were your thoughts kind of on those fight sequences and kind of that closure of the film with that kind of funny moment there where Shazam asks Cyborg to keep his secret, that he's Billy Batson and not just Shazam, and kind of what your overall thoughts are on that whole conclusion of the film. Let's start with you, Jeff.
Yeah, the final battle scene is long. It's like half the film almost, basically. So it's long, which is cool. The action scenes are really good in this film, like they usually are in DC animated. So all props to those. My only dialogue slips for me are really during the non-actiony stuff when they're not fighting. Is when things get kind of campy at times. Like there's a lot of campy humor in this, unfortunately, that threw me off a little bit. it's too like whimsical at times. You see Hal use it a lot. You see a lot of characters, use like you see it with Billy Madison. You see a lot of just whimsical kind of humor. So you see it with Wonder Woman's character too. Some of the things she says. What I'm still trying to figure out is how Wonder Woman jumped out of the president's plane to save him in the air, and then got back in the plane. She can't fly, as Aston, made it clear earlier. She doesn't fly. So how did she jump down from the plane and be free falling with her lasso, grab the president with the lasso, and then get back in the plane? She had nothing attached to the plane. So that was an interesting little deal they did with the animation to make that work. She just basically materialized in the plane with no actual rigor or anything to get back in there. It was interesting. But I'm not trying to shred Wonder Woman completely. She was good in the action scenes. They made her really powerful. She was OG Wonder Woman in this one. OG Wonder Woman. She was as strong as fucking Superman almost. Like hardcore. She was tearing through parademons. The parademons. She was ripping through them, bro. And I just want to say that watching them fight the parademons gets old in the film. The parademons are kind of they're very simple looking. So watching them run through them after a while gets a little bit old. Darkseid was dope. Love watching him get stabbed in the eye. That was that was really dope. Don't know how he could fight and not be able to see and all that shit. Like that was interesting. I don't know how you can do that. Like how do you shoot omega beams if you can't see? But how do you shoot omega beams anyway if your eyes have been stabbed? Well, there's some as good as the action scene was in that final battle. There's some glitchy stuff in there in the Matrix, maybe. All right, it's glitchy at points. I don't want to take too much away. There's a lot of good there. Shazam just kind of shows up. He just becomes part of the deal. It's like, okay, there's Shazam. There's no intro. There's no explain who the fuck I am to these other people. I'm Shazam. Explain to them who I am. He just flies in. I'm Shazam. And nobody says nothing. Like, oh, okay. Here we go. Let's do it. He could be an enemy. He could be a good guy. We don't know. He's just good. It doesn't matter. It's all good. But he was still okay. He was a good addition to the Justice League in this film. Not a subtraction. He was an addition. And I just don't like the whole deal with the whole him being a child and then becoming Shazam and then back to a child and all that shit. It's kind of stupid. That's all. But I mean, it's the final battle, so I that final joke, at the ceremony with the president, where Shazam's like, "We're gonna be the Magnificent Seven or whatever," or some shit. It's so stupid and so cringe. It's like the perfect ending for the film of the cringe. It's like the cringe. It's cringe without question. Cringe without question on that shit. All right, I just want to be clear. So why did he just say we're the Justice League? That's what I was waiting for. Why did you just say that? That would have been worth the Shogun Award. You fucked up, Shazam. The fuck. Anyways, what happened to Dr. Stone? He disappeared, bro. He's gone. He wouldn't go to football games. Now he's out. He's out of the inner circle. We're done with him now. So there you go. I'm out. Back to my Wakanda Queens.
Okay. Andres, same question, sir.
Yeah, third act, pretty good. It was spectacular, a lot of action. I wasn't too surprised about Superman turning into, brainwash into one of Darkseid's stuff. Darkseid's henchman. If you haven't seen his comics or the cartoons, it's always been that typical thing. So I wasn't that surprised. But it was really creepy to see that blue thing going over Superman. That was really creepy, and it's his eyes were, I think, were changing during that. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason the action was really good, but it wasn't like as spectacular or really like jam jam packed Flashpoint last week. Like it was kind of like it was very stilted like animation. I don't know why, but I don't know. Like it didn't have that personality like in some of the other ones. Like you felt like it was like anime or like some other form of animation. This one was kind of like just typical animation, American whatnot. Um, I do agree with Jeff about Shazam. Like it's weird. Like just like the live action films, like when Billy turns into the adult version, he turns into like a different person. He turns into this like goofy, like silly kid where when he's a kid, he's like this street smart, like edgy kind of kid. And then where is like that kid in that adult body? It doesn't make sense. It's always that weird concept, with Shazam that's like really weird with both versions. But yeah, what are you gonna say? It's just superhero thing. Yeah, and then Wonder Woman's Wonder Woman. She had good moments. I like how she used her glasses of truth. I always get annoyed with these DC, like Wonder Woman sometimes can fly, but some reason they never, like some bizarre reason they never make this like they feel like they don't want her to fly, but then they do, And I get she has the invisible plane if you know your Wonder Woman stuff, but it's like it just makes sense to just make her fly. She is a demigod. I I don't understand DC sometimes. So it was weird. I think she does, like before Superman could fly in the comic books, she can leap like I don't know, like leap like very hard, like a superhero landing, because she's very invulnerable. So like she's able to survive that kind of jump and saving that president. But that was very silly scene, as Jeff was bringing that up. Yeah, and then the White House thing. I mean, Darkseid. It was really nasty to see, like the eyes taken out. That was really cool defeat. I mean, it's trying to be mature, so but that kind of throws you out because the tone of this film is so inconsistent. Like they're trying to be this dark and gritty, like edgy film, and then they want to be like the Avengers. Because remember, this is like 2 years after the Avengers movie came out, like in 2012. Like this is 2014, so it's only been 2 years since the Avengers came out. So I can see that they were struggling to keep the tone consistent. But what are you gonna say? Yeah, because the people don't like superheroes, and then it was funny to see those people come up, and like the Flash was worried that the mob was gonna come after them, and then they just stop and they clap. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, what else? And then the White House thing, I agreed. It was, why leave your movie on a joke? Oh, let's call ourselves Super 7. It's like, come on, just call them the Justice League. Like the cartoon show, like say it, and it wasn't like a big deal. It was like the Flash movie when like they lived the joke on the George Clooney thing, and then he like leaves his teeth off, come out. It's like why? Like that doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess it's a joke, but it's like, yeah, but this one's worse. I mean, it's like this, like our president, who's not black, he's not Barack Obama. He's not Barack Obama this time. He's like, what's your guy's name? And it's like the fucking Justice League. That's what I should say. Like that would be funny. Like they just say the fucking Justice League. Yeah, that's how you ended. Cursing, and then bam. That's how I should end it. The fucking Justice League. That's all I have to say. Third act it's decent. It's a well spectacle that delivers on the action.
All right. Ashton, sir, your thoughts, sir?
Okay, I'm gonna actually look at my notes because I did, in hindsight, after looking at the whole feature, I saw that the movie started losing steam towards the end for me. Number one, in the New 52, this movie's supposed to be set after all of these heroes have been doing their hero stuff for 5 years, right? Now, if anyone read Green Lantern, okay, those first 5 years, he has a lot of hard decisions. He saves entire planets. This guy, he did have a short stint in the military because you can't become a test pilot without doing at least a little bit of time in the military. And the way, do you remember the first attack they did when they were trying to go for his eyes? And like he was left in the position of leader, and this is something that should be fully within his grasp as the GL. You know what I mean? Like, he's in the Green Lantern Corps, so there is, and the way they all kind of fell apart. And okay, Shazam being a kid, I can get it. But then the way Wonder Woman steps on his authority and pretty much doesn't give any real orders, but then assumes the victory and kind of puts him down. I'm like, nah, this isn't happening with GL. This is a guy who literally took out the whole Corps in the comics for what they did to Earth. So it's like, it hurt me, it rubbed me the wrong way as a Green Lantern fan. When it comes to the president thing, how in the beginning did she walk out because she didn't want to wait for the president, but then she calls him by his first name when he gets sucked out of the plane? And I'm going to have to piggyback off Andreas here, because if you already had a black president, you foreshadowed this in the previous movie, right? The parademons and stuff. Keep the same president, like Barack's still in office. Like, why do that change? I didn't get it. It just was something that irked me a bit. Number 3, Darkseid didn't have enough explanation for him or his sidekick. We don't know what motivated them to do this whatsoever, because it's like, this isn't like the previous guy, Brainiac. We knew exactly what he was doing, and in several, scenes, they explained the specificity of why he does it the way he does it. Here, we just got Darkseid's attacking. That's it. He's just attacking. He's going to take you guys. And it felt a little bit like a retelling of the Brainiac trope to me, because, I'm just going to enslave these people. Okay, last movie, you enslaved these people. Except here, you put them in little glass bottles, whereas here, it's just you turned them into these sort of monsters. And Darkseid's really a dark villain. Like, he's really like, if we're talking like Apocalypse from Marvel, like I feel they're kind of analogs of each other. So I expected at least this should have been 20 minutes longer, so they could have broke up that last fight, because like Jeff said, it went on forever, and you start losing the stakes, because it's like, okay, you lost Superman, but you're still putting up a fight. Cyborg just got back into it, but you're still putting up a fight. Flash was, to me, completely underutilized. Completely. They barely used him this entire film. He did not have one cool scene where he like ran really quick and got lightning. He didn't push someone through the molecular level. He didn't have one scene where he was throwing a buttload of punches. Just something that is inherently Flash. And they showed that there's a relationship with Flash and Green Lantern, but they didn't do a callback to that. So they could have easily done something with that, but they didn't. And okay, moving on to the last part. I'm sorry, guys, when I'm going off notes, it's a little crazy.
No
but
worries.
And I'm gonna have to agree with Andreas, because that ending, it's like, could you make it any campier? Like, could you just make it any campier? And I felt you had so much setup for Cyborg shared with Shazam, but we didn't have Shazam explain his thing at all. So like at the end, I feel they were setting up like a direct sequel, but in my memory, there never was a direct sequel to this. Sort of like the previous one, which foreshadowed these guys coming, like in the end scene. It didn't feel like it was a continuation to the previous movie, because this is New 52, and the other one didn't have all those elements in it, because we didn't have Supergirl come back. You know what I mean? Which was like, could have been nice just for a cameo, a phone call or something. Hey, Clark, where you at? I'm in the middle of getting my brains drained, and not in a good way. Sorry, I had to go Jeff there with it.
What was up with the sexual tension between Wonder Woman and Superman?
Yeah, boy.
I can answer it. I mean, in the New 52, they paired them up. They were a couple in the new continuity for New 52. That's why they were making that like tease, because that was from the comics.
Trevor Noah cried.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. But the crazy part was Shazam flirting with her. That part was crazy, because like, I'm with Andreas on this. I know Diana and Bruce get, they be knocking like boots and stuff like that, like even in previous iterations. So for Shazam to be like, she likes me type stuff, I was like, okay, I would do it too if I was some kid 13-year-old hero, but I don't think I'd have the balls to like make a play. I don't think any of us would have the balls to make the play. But yeah, that's me punching out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Excellent job. And once again, Andreas interrupting as usual. you know, minus 3,467,441 points for you, sir. And you're in a timeout from now on. No more talking from you, sir. And anyways, you naughty boy. Anyways, that's just how the cookie crumbles there for Time Cop. So, excellent job, guys. Excellent. All right, so I think that the ending, most definitely I agree with everyone that the scene itself was really long, the fight sequence between Darkseid and him. But at the same time, I get kind of why they went that route, because just like Aston said, Darkseid is a really evil and hard villain. He's like Thanos level villain in the DC. So hence it would take a very long time to be able to defeat somebody that powerful. So I get kind of where they were going, but at the same time, they could have definitely expanded it and made the film a little bit longer and could have spread that out a little bit, like have them regroup and then come back and fight him again. But at the same time, I also agree and understand why they did it the way they did. So going into the final portion of this film, we do get a post-credit scene where we see an Atlantean ship emerge from the ocean, and hence we get a great little cameo from Ocean Master himself. And he's Peter's carrying the dead body of his king, and he believes that the surface dwellers on Earth are responsible for this. And he calls it an act of war from the surface, for which he swears revenge. Ooh, revenge from Ocean Master. Ooh, sounds very familiar to Aquaman. Ooh. Anyways, what are you guys' thoughts on that post-credit scene? Do you think it sets anything up, or do you think it was a moot point for this film? Since Aston so beautifully earlier mentioned how, like the last one, the post-credit scene didn't go anywhere. Starting with you, Jeff.
It's a short clip. I mean, I don't think it pays off into anything. It's so short. I don't really have anything to say about it. It's only like 5 seconds long. Could have been longer.
Do you think Ocean Master is an interesting villain?
It depends on what iteration of Ocean Master we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? If it's the one from Aquaman, the first Aquaman film, yeah, he's all right. But I don't really know. That's the only iteration I know is Aquaman. So, that's all I got to work with. Until we get more DC animated and maybe see him more, I don't know.
All right. Aston, your thoughts on the post-credit scene?
Personally, I felt, yes, him dragging out the body, I think it could have been better because they could have done some sort of blurry transitions, sort of like a flashback of something going down, like maybe Superman blasts something and it falls into the, something, or, just so he can hint why he's blaming the land dwellers. Like, that was the one thing for me, because to me, the ending didn't land. Yes, it's awesome. I see that it's an Atlantean thing, but if they added like maybe 15 more seconds or whatever, just so we see exactly how this went down. We don't need to see which cape did it, but at least let's have some sort of setup, So I don't know where they go with this. It seemed even less clearer than the last one, but at least the last one, like we saw, okay, these are parademons. We kind of figured something out. They didn't really run with the continuation. So I got my doubts with this last scene because I didn't expect it. Literally, it was just running in the back while I was writing these notes. And then as it played up, I'm like, cool. And I'm sitting there, put the pen down because I'm thinking, okay, there's at least a minute and a half. And like Jeff said, it was just too short for me to be like, okay, where is this going? Okay, maybe something with Atlanteans, maybe not. So it was mid. It didn't land for me personally. Good idea, but didn't stick the landing. They didn't Simone Biles it.
All right. Time Cop?
They do pay off the post-credit scene. That's going to be our next Justice League review.
Spoilers!
Yeah, spoilers. Yeah, whatever. I mean, you should know their lineup for Justice League stuff. So I was not surprised they did it. I like Ocean Master. He's actually my favorite villain for the DC universe, and I met the actor actually, Patrick Wilson, in real life. No, I met him. He's really great, and I thought he was a great Ocean Master. I thought they did a really good job of that version in the Justice League that we're going to see soon. But yeah, the post credit scene is is setting up the next movie we're going to see.
Okay, we gotta ask, where did you fucking meet Patrick Wilson, sir?
Hold on. Give me a minute. I actually have it
Pulling
right
up
here.
the evidence. I love this. I met Nathan Fillion, but I ain't got a picture with him though.
So this was 2018, the first Aquaman movie, and my good friend Kristen took me, and I went to the signing. Me and her were the last people on the line to have the autograph for Patrick Wilson. Anyone knows Patrick Wilson's the actor that plays Ultramaster in the live action movies, and he did this. I got a Funko Pop of Ultramaster right here. You see his name and Andreas. So yeah, very excited for this Justice League movie because I do like Aquaman as a character, and I do like Black Manta and Ultramasters as villains. So I think you guys will enjoy that movie more than this movie, I will say. So just last thing you want to see for this autograph, very neat.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing, sir. Great story.
Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent, people. Excellent.
Hey, well, I met that big black chick that broke my bed one time.
Oh my god. Oh, that story doesn't get old. Oh, thank you, Tom. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's one of those great experiences I got from that. It was in Montclair.
Me too. I liked it when my bed was broken by that chick. It was good.
Okay, all right. Was she Black and Asian? That's a good question. Is she Black
No.
Asian?
No,
Okay.
she was not Black Asian.
All right. Excellent, guys. Perfection. Great job, everyone. So that is the conclusion of Justice League War. Let's go around and get our amazing ratings for the film because I know they're going to be great. Anyways, starting with you, Jeff, what do you give it?
I give it a 8.5.
Holy shit.
Really?
I am really shocked.
Yeah, the action scenes were really good. Good action scenes.
Okay.
Aston?
I can't give this more than a 6. I can't give it more than a 6 just because I feel they underused some of the key guys in the lore and it felt a little too campy compared to the trailer. Now looking at the trailer, I got to remove a point. So it's 6 out of 10. It's stream it if you're on the service. I wouldn't recommend copying the hard copy. But that's just me. That's my take. Punching out.
Excellent. Andreas, what would you give it, sir?
Are you okay there, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I don't want you to die on the live stream, sir. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was decent. It wasn't that bad. So that's all I have to say.
All right. I give it an 8 out of 10. I love the campiness of it. I absolutely love when camp is added to anything because comedy is the thrill of life for me. Comedies are my favorite type of genre for films. So I absolutely love when things are over the top comedy. I like that classic, gross, cringy comedy.
Cringe.
And such great classics, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, The Mask, all these types of classics, Porky's, these films that are cringe considered now these days. I think they're fantastic. And I think that this movie had some of the great one-liners. So I have to give it a solid 8. Because I do have to agree with Aston. Definitely a lot of the characters were underutilized, like we were talking about with Superman's intro. Flash definitely was underutilized, which is one of my all-time favorite characters besides the Green Lantern. Batman, I feel, definitely was very centered throughout this whole film. And Cyborg's huge origin story and everything was very, prominent in the film. And so, definitely they didn't utilize very well certain characters. So I definitely have to minus a couple points for that, just like everyone was mentioned. So great job. All right, Shogun Award goes to, drum roll please, Aston. You are the Shogun winner tonight as well, sir. Great job.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Oh man, you're getting me all choked up, guys. Yo, man, thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the listeners out there, the viewers, man. Big shout out to Jeff when he dragged me kicking and screaming into this, and I'm so grateful. Thank you
I
guys.
didn't drag you kicking and screaming.
Hey, your compliment, coach. Come on, man. You're the mic.
This award does not also include a speech, but thank you for that, Aston. Great job, sir. I have decided to introduce a new award as well for most hilarious comments for the award show here. We're going to call it the Comedy Shogun Award, and that goes to Jeff tonight because of his cringe-worthy comments, so he gets that one.
There you go. Not my first time. Not my first time either.
No, not his first time, but this is the first official Comedy Shogun Award for him. So, congratulations, sir. All right. That is it, folks. And now I'm going to leave it over to my co-host to take us out.
All right. Thank you, Cyber. I appreciate you. Thanks, everybody, for being on the show. Thanks, everybody on the panel. Aston, Andreas, the pop culture guy. Appreciate you. All right. First plug. Cyberneticshark, sir. Since you moderated the show, we'll start off with you. Tell us about your YouTube channel, sir.
Well, first off, I'd like to say I'm Mike Dicka, here in the channel chat here. No. Anyways, so if you enjoy me as a moderator or in the amazing panel and any of the shows, definitely you can go check out my solo content. You'll find me under Cyberneticshark. You'll find me on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, Threads, Instagram, all the different platforms. Patreon, definitely check out my Patreon. Lots of great stuff on there. But yeah, as you can see here, my most recent review there is Deadpool and Wolverine. Finally put up that review for you guys. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. Great review, great movie. Definitely felt like they brought the MCU back finally with that film. And of course, I have a few, another trailer there that I just recently put up. Trailer reaction, Hellboy, The Crooked Man, which comes out next month, which is kind of a soft reboot again to the Hellboy character. Another actor playing the character. It's supposed to be set in the 1950s. Definitely a different tone than the Ron Perlman or the 2019 reboot with Mr.
Harper.
Yeah, Harbour. David Harbour playing the role. So definitely check that out as well. Be having more reviews and trailer reactions up for you guys. They just dropped the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer and Terrifier 3 trailer. So I'll be having those up soon for you guys. See there, my most recent little mini reviews is The Union and Jackpot. Definitely check those out. But yeah, just keep on trucking, keep on watching. Let's get that watch time up, guys, and let's keep on trucking.
John Cena is pretty funny. I have to imagine that Jackpot is probably all right with Aquafina. Aquafina is funny.
Good stuff. Good film if you haven't seen it. Directed by Paul Feig, who directed such films as The Heat, Bridesmaid. He starred in Heavyweights. He directed A Simple Favor, the 2016 Ghostbusters film. And he is definitely active on X. He's very active on X. If you mention him, he will reply. So definitely give him the shout out because Paul Feig is awesome. He's a great director.
I like Aquafina. I slammed her for her character in Shang-Chi, but I don't blame her for that. I blame Marvel Studios. And Daniel Destin Cretton.
Loved her in Shang-Chi.
I just thought that they overdid her character a little bit in Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi's a good film. All right, Aston. Still no content, sir. Come on now.
I was explaining it earlier. Literally, me and my bro played like hours of Halo the day after our last stream. And literally today when I was uploading it so it would be fresh, and I made the thumbnails in Photoshop, I did everything and it didn't go up. But tomorrow it'll be up. Literally, and I hang up with you guys, I'm going to try again with the same number. If not, I'm buying a new number just to get it verified. You can always check me out. I'm going to be streaming games like Halo, Left 4 Dead, and Temple of Elemental Evil. You can check me out there. And there'll be an update on the website where I will embed all the episodes where I was featured so that you can quick link to the YouTube of MCU Bleeding Edge, because these guys have been turbo great. I'm new to everything, so everything goes a long way. Super appreciate anything. And check me out if you want to see a politically incorrect.
You can easily go ahead and add your appearances to the Bleeding Edge right on your YouTube channel if you want. Just go in your settings on your YouTube channel and go to customization and add as a playlist your guest appearances of the Bleeding Edge. And then when you go to do that, it'll give you the option to just use other YouTube channels for your guest appearances.
For sure. Oh, now that you told me, I'm definitely going to look into that and have it up by next stream. Just so because this looks so bare bones, man. I feel like a model in the 90s.
Yeah, we try to help you out here. Try to help you out here.
Thank you guys so much. It's a blast, man. My first Shogun Award got me all caught up in the feels and stuff. Andreas is looking at me like, you're going to get used to it, bro. It wears on your soul.
I'm just a pop culture guy.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. This was a fun Wednesday. This is the best Wednesday ever. Aston, congratulations, brother. I'm happy you got your Shogun Award. You're now part of the family now. Family. That's all that matters here in the MCU Bleeding Edge. So, yes, I'm up to 1.14K subscribers. That's good. So I'm growing slowly, which is great. I just recently posted a Batman scene from the 89 film, the Batmobile chase scene, which is really great. And tomorrow, you're going to see a Batman 35th anniversary tribute, and then, of course, leading up to my top 10 favorite Tim Burton films, because we got Beetlejuice 2 next week, which is crazy. We're almost done with August, folks. So, yeah, thank you, everyone. Please support me. Continue helping support my channel and hit more of the subscribers and all that. And Cyber as well. And Austin, we need to boost your subscribers, dude, now that you have the channel. So, yeah.
Okay, folks. This Friday, Cyberneticshark is back at it moderating for 3 episodes. 3 episodes of The Rings of Power, Season 2. The MCU'S Bleeding Edge. Friday evening, 9:35 p.m. Eastern, 6:35 p.m. Pacific. I'll be there. Rat the Con will be there. J-Red 2000 will be back. Joey himself from Podcast Odyssey will be back for the first time in forever. That'll be nice. Always good to see people come back. Right? You ready for Rings of Power, Cyber? There you go, folks. We love you out there. We appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the MCU'S Bleeding Edge. We appreciate all of you all on the live stream. Thank you for Aston. Thank you for Andre. Thank you for Cyber. Thank myself for being so wonderful and winning the comedic prize for tonight. I'm wonderful. I'm sexy. What can I say? On top of that, God bless all of you. Have a wonderful Thursday and a wonderful weekend as well. We will see you on the next one on Friday, and we'll see you again on Monday on the MCU'S Bleeding Edge Report with Andreas and myself. Watching more of the goddamn King Crusader.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it, baby.
2 more weeks, sir. 2 more weeks, and then we're going to Penguin. Okay? All right?
Yes,
2
sir.
more weeks.
I know.
All right?